Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Team Fortress TV. My name is Ryushi, and joining me tonight is gonna be Sideshow. We have a fantastic series of games set up for you tonight, as we have the all ex-Soviet Union team of 425 facing up against not one but two opponents over 4 maps, 2 of which are going to be Turbine. So, it's going to be a pretty interesting game for you tonight. So, welcome, Sideshow, as I said earlier.
Hello, Ryushi. Yes, we have an excellent 2 hours of TF2 lined up for you guys here as 425 take on all comers.
Yeah, indeed. So first up, we're going to have Saints desperately trying to get a point in this season. And who's going to be the second opponent?
The second opponent is going to be BFF, the guys who are currently storming the season, looking possibly to take first place, almost definitely second place if they don't manage that.
Well, after Epsilon's result yesterday, was it yesterday or was it the day before?
I think it was yesterday,
yeah, they could definitely get first place, which a first, Epsilon not coming first.
It would, yeah. However, I think Epsilon would probably still take it in the playoffs, but yeah, BFF heading first into the playoffs would certainly be a new one.
Yeah, is this like the first point that Epsilon have dropped? I think it must be. For like 5 seasons or something.
It's been a long time. I think the last time they dropped a point was against Broder, whenever they were playing, which was maybe 3 seasons ago, something like that. And they actually lost them out to Broder at some point. That might have even been in the playoffs, so they might have not lost a point in the season for a long, long, long time.
Yeah, definitely. And well, I mean, we've got to give congratulations to the Lazy Pandas there. Apparently it was an amazing game and we didn't cast it because we are terrible people.
Yeah, well, you would expect it to be a bit of a roll. I mean, Lazy Pandas have been, until yesterday or the day before, everyone was expecting them to go maybe bottom of the table, something like that, apart from Saints, who are currently looking like they might be the first team in 8 seasons to get 0 points in an entire Prem season. But yeah, Lazy Pandas weren't looking that great, and Epsilon are right at the top, so everyone was expecting it to be a bit of a roll. But unfortunately, Nox had other ideas and decided to play heavy and spy and troll a little bit and fucking lost the game.
Well, yeah, that is pretty unfortunate. But of course, moving on to Saints, who are of course bottom, no points. They're desperately going to try and get some points in this first match, which is going to be Badlands and Turbine. So, do you think they can do it for starters?
If they're going to get any points this season, surely it has to be against a team like 425. 425 are a very solid team. They've got the teamwork, but they just don't seem to pull it together in the same ways that they don't quite have the game sense, and they make a lot more mistakes than the other teams in Prem, apart from obviously Saints, possibly Lazy Pandas. So, I mean, if Saints are going to get any points this season, it's going to be against a team like 425. So we may see their first points of the season coming up tonight.
Well, then again, of course, all the problems that you just said with 425 also really applies to Saints. They do make a lot of mistakes as well.
They have fairly good teamwork, but they do make a lot of mistakes, and also their DM isn't very strong. I mean, the scouts on this team running through the lineup, you've got Onkaira on Medic. I mean, that guy truly is awful at any other class other than Medic. He's not bad at Medic, he's quite a cool guy. You've then got, they appear to be playing Lackey. Who's Lackey for tonight?
I have absolutely no idea. I'm trying to find it out. But keep going and I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, well, I have no idea who Lackey is. Their normal other scout is, if I remember correctly...
It's Alba and Denia, isn't
Yes, it's Alba and Denia. Now, that isn't a Prem scout pair. Like, I don't mean to shit-talk these guys, but honestly, that's got to be the weakest scout pair in Prem, and I'm not really sure how they're managing to contest with other scout pairs. And then on Demoman, you've got Smear, who is actually quite a good Demoman. I mean, he puts out some decent damage, but it's not enough to kind of carry the team on his own. And you've got Caps on Soldier, who's fairly good. And then you've got... you normally have
is an ex
Vanilla.
Yeah. Lucky's sort of Div 3-ish, played in Season 16. He's a soldier main, so I'm assuming he's subbing in for Vanny.
Yeah.
Today.
Well, it looks like he'll in pocket then, unless Caps is deciding to switch. But Caps is one of their best players on Roma, so it'd be a real pity if they put him on a role that he's not familiar with. Isn't
it Rag who normally plays pocket?
Oh, it is, yes.
Yeah.
But they have played with Vanilla in the past, but yeah, it is Rag who plays pocket for them. My bad.
Saints lineup just sort of a little bit fluctuating there. Probably not going to help them in the game playing with a lower div Merc.
No, you wouldn't expect so, but I think the kind of their what they're expecting as they go into this game is to take no points from it. I'm pretty sure that played at 20 without a warm up. Most teams. It's very unusual, in fact, to see a Prem official at 20 CAT. It just doesn't happen because teams always want a warm up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to go cold into a game like this, it really gives the impression that Saints are just saying, screw it, we're not expecting to get any points from this, we just want to get it over and done with.
Yeah, because of course the Russians will have had time to warm up as they are 2 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, if they've found anyone to warm up against, I mean, the
plenty
only
of Russian
people
teams about. GG well played.
GG well played. If they've actually had a chance to warm up against them, that would be perfect for the Russians.
It's ISIS,
but I'm not sure whether they have.
Well, I don't know. Let's see if we can check some logs. See if that has happened. But of course, how do you think they compare up against 425? While I'm doodling around on my internet browser.
Yeah, I would actually say that 425 have their biggest advantage in this match is going to be their raw DM. The scouts for 425 are really quite sick, and if you get Kenzie on that sniper, he's just incredible. And the demo man for 425 as well, Death, is really good. I mean, he hits out some sick damage, and he manages to really carry his team through some good DM fights. The soldiers as well are, nothing to take lightly. You got Shy Yu, who used to be called Anak, on Pocket, and their Roma seems to kind of revolve between Come Down and Lippy. I'm not sure who they're going to be playing with tonight, as he's the only person who's missing from the server.
Come Down is in spec, so I would probably suggest him. I think he is the stronger choice as well, as he's been playing with them for a longer time.
Yeah, probably is.
I have actually just been looking at logs, and it doesn't look like 425 have scrimmed for, well, a couple of days now, so no warm-up. They're going into this match completely blind, so both teams not really sort of trying their hardest. I think maybe 425 treating it as a warm-up for their second match, which of course will be against BFF in about an hour and a bit, depending on how quickly they start.
Yeah, although that one is, I think, more likely to go the other way. I'm expecting this to be a little bit of a roll in the way of 425. I did actually do the predictions for this week on Admirable's articles on TFTV, and I did say that it would be, fairly close, but after thinking about it a little bit more, I'm thinking that it's probably going to go the way of 425, something like, I don't know, 5-2, maybe even hit the win limit. I'm not sure. I think the raw DM is going to carry them through, especially on mid-fights and last pushes, and they're just going to be able to stomp through the Swedish roster. But I'm expecting the absolute opposite to be true on the second two maps, which is going to be Turbine and Process. We're doing at 21 CET, which is going to be 425 against BFF. And I'm expecting BFF there just to absolutely crush 425 and not give them any chance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is... we could always see something if 425 get in the mood in this game and then they just get really confident and just commit to everything. And it seems to work. It can always happen. It has happened before. And I'm expecting Death as well to do really well. I really like Death as a demo man. I think he's just going to control every mid-fight and see if he's put out a ton of damage from the back lines in every sort of team fight as well.
Yeah, I like Kenzie on Sniper. Kenzie, in my opinion, is the guy to watch out for. As soon as he picks up that sniper rifle, he's just going to be destroying people. He's a much better sniper than he is scout, and he's not a bad scout either.
Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously, of course, coming out at the end of this match, we're going to have Badlands and then Turbine, of course, which could always come for an upset if you're prepared for Turbine and the other team isn't. No matter if they're better than you, Turbine can just ruin everything. Yeah,
definitely. Turbine's a bit of a wild card that's been added this season. It's CTF, and we haven't had a CTF in the map pool for quite some time. So all of these teams have really had to relearn the map and start practicing it. I think 425 recently have not been playing that much, that many PCWs, scrims. And when they have been playing, they've been playing with a lot of mercs. So we'll see if that damages them in terms of Turbine strats. And as we know, the Eastern Europeans, the Russians, they aren't really known for their game sense. They're more known for their brute DM. And while that might favour them on something like Turbine Middle, it's not going to really help them with capping the actual intel.
Okay, I have just noticed that Come Down is disconnected and Lippy has joined, so maybe they're going to be playing with Lippy. I don't know, this is really confusing. Come on,
Yeah.
425, sort it out.
It seems like 425 have a few issues with their roamers. I'm not sure what's happening with Come Down. Maybe he has some other problems he'd see into, or maybe his internet's dodgy, something like that. But they seem to alternate the roamers fairly often.
Yeah, I mean, that's really not going to help you if you can't... and now Lippy's this Come Down's rejoined. I'm just going to stop commentating on it.
Yeah, it's very strange, and we'll just see who they end up using for their final lineup. I think, normally it really hinders your team if you're not playing with the same 6 every time, but I feel in 425's case, they play with the same 2 roamers so often that I don't think they have... I'm sure if you actually talk to the players, they will have, like a preference, but I don't think it's going to cripple them as much as using a Merc if they use their backup player, because they have actually... unlike most teams, they do have a specified backup for their roamer slot, who is almost as good as their normal roamer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Come Down's got a bit more experience. He was playing with them sort of back in Div 1 for 2 seasons, so I would suspect that to be the preferred roamer. But Lippy, from what I've seen of him, he's a really good player and is able to hold his own in Prem.
Yeah, definitely. This team has been kind of rising for quite a while now. They made, I think they made their debut seasons ago in Div 1, but I might be wrong. They might have only played last season. Oh, as I believe we've gone live.
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, if you've just joined us, this is Team Fortress TV. My name is Ryushi. Joining me on the talks is Sideshow, and cameraman for today is going to be Jon. This is going to be an ETF2L Week 3, Season 18 match between 425 and Saints. Sideshow, take us away for this mid.
Alright, we see Smear really aggressive off the point here as he drops down into Valley and meets up with his medic. It looks like they're going to be pushing up Shithouse here as both their soldiers have gone really aggressive. But Smear and his medic are going to be meeting the 425 soldiers. And it seems like the scouts from 425 have just absolutely decimated the soldiers. And everybody else who tried to go aggressive on the Saints team, they were really disjointed there, Saints. Smear pushed really hard across the midpoint and then had to drop off into Valley because he was completely unsupported. Left their soldiers coming across the point with absolutely no help, and they were just completely cleaned up by 425, playing this lovely passive-aggressive role. Fortunately, Onkaya managed to get out to last, and it looks like an Uber v Uber fight is going to be occurring on last. No off-classes. Oh, we have Albert on Sniper, actually, from left spawn.
Well, it doesn't matter because there's going to be a blue Uber coming in straight on the bat of... last, and it doesn't seem to do anything other than they sacrifice Shayu straight in to try and just pop those sticks on the point, but it doesn't matter because they're straight up again. Now, it could be a little bit dangerous for 425 as they are 1 player down, trying to defend this top lobby at the moment. And with an aggressive push out by Samira, it might happen, but Lack actually gets dropped by Onkaya there, and now reset because Shayu's actually spawned on heavy, so if they push in with this, it's going to do a ton of damage, and they're just coming in as soon as possible. Kenzie's going to get picked up off the side, but it doesn't matter because Albert and Smear are both going to get taken down, and of course that heavy is going to come in at any second, but the point gets capped anyway by death, and I don't think Shayu even managed to get into that fight.
Yeah, it was an absolutely great repush by 425. They managed to actually get their scout and demo in. I think their demo came in top left at the same time as both the scouts came in bottom right, and they really managed to crush that. And then they had the heavy for backup anyway, which they didn't even need. And we go into another mid-fight, and that was a strong, very convincing round by 425 after a great mid-fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wonder what's going to happen here with the demo of death, just sort of taking up that train roll and just putting out as much damage as possible. He takes down Caps, who jumps in with a nice sticky trap, and now the blue are starting to get a bit aggressive. Kenzie sort of solos in, thought he had backup there, but isn't able to do anything with it. He takes down Alba though, could be alright. Smear now picking up pipe kills, both scouts down for 425, but Death and Dicker are underneath, putting out a ton of damage, but they're maybe going to get picked off here, as it is a 3v3 situation right now, I think.
Yeah, this is a horrible position for 425 though. They're stuck on the enemy shithouse and they're in the wrong valley. So they're just going to get... Oh, they have to force their Uber off here to get out through shithouse. They managed to force a multi out of Saints. But I don't think they're going to be able to do anything else with this unless they get some spawns in very quickly. Oh, actually, Smear goes down for a great Uber by Shayu as he manages to single. And 425 soldiers are really working this Uber. Brilliant clean-up play, and from what should have been a lost middle by 425, they managed to recoup it by just playing underneath, dodging some heals, and coming up shithouse with the Uber. Great play from 425, but you feel that Saints really should have had that with the superior positioning. I mean, the heals and the demo man were under the mid-bridge for almost half of that Uber fight. Not the Uber fight, sorry, half of the mid-fight, and they still didn't manage to win.
Yeah, I think that all came down to the solo Uber charge onto Shy just completely stayed out of it, forcing the multi out of Saints, and they just had the much better Uber coming out of it. And then the pick on Smear, and it just went downhill there from there for Saints. But we're going to be seeing what they can do, trying to sort of push this last. Saints are taking an aggressive hold in that top lobby right now, and they're going to see what they can do. They do have about a 30% disadvantage, so it might not be the best position for them to push out here. But they are going to start taking trash and trying to slow push this, but a Scout is going to run in straight into Smear there. He does take a lot of damage, but now Sid Vicious is going to be going down, so he's not going to be able to do anything. And now this point is slowly getting capped by the Scouts of Red. But what just happened?
Oh, that was a crit by 425, I think. We missed that, but unfortunately the med went straight down. Oh, that's really unfortunate by 425. I didn't see where the medic was there, but they got crushed. He popped it off and instantly died. I just heard the poor little scream of the medic there. Zonkaya's got the Uber in trash as they're fighting people who are in their lower lobby. Death's in the lower lobby, just kind of dancing around. You want to see if they can force the Uber off here. They don't have any heals. They really need to get this Uber out of Onkaya.
Well, they need to do something, because then they haven't actually capped the point yet as well. Alba's going to get taken down, so they have no scouts as well, because Denny's down. And although they have an Uber on Kaya, they're not doing anything with it. And they're terrified to come out because of Kenzie's sniper rifle, who does, of course, pick up caps there. And it's a back cap by Come Down, who goes in behind and, well, caps, obviously.
Yeah.
But that was just a times one on the point, though.
That was horrific play by Saints there, honestly. They push out with an Uber advantage. After they'd got the pick on Dicker with the crits, and they failed to cap Spire with their full Uber advantage, even when they had man advantage, and they just let it slip away from them. As we see Death getting really forced back, quite passive into his choke here, but they've got an aggressive scout and soldier here, 425. Death manages to hit a sweet pipe on Lack, and Kenzie manages to finish off caps. Onkaya gets mashed trying to come up the enemy slope, and they're just raw DM on these mid-fights as Dicker picks up a cheeky kill on Denny there at the end as well. And only Sid Vicious down. The DM here from 425 and the cohesion is just so much better on these mid-fights. Saints just completely split up, not having anybody distracting while their main force is trying to push in, and they're just getting destroyed on these middles.
Yeah, they're perfectly protecting Death as well. Every time he takes damage or someone jumps him, there's a soldier from 425 to counteract that, or Death hits a sick pipe. But they're going to be Ubering straight out of top, trying to control that top area. Their sticks on point. They do get blown by Shayu, who suicides there. Maybe another heavy play, trying to come back with that. But it doesn't matter because Dicker's on point, taking a lot of damage, but staying alive for a long time. But it doesn't matter because 425 have lost 5 right now. Kenzie's the only one up. Can he go for a back cap? He is hidden under Grey Bridge, trying to see what he can do. Maybe pick the medic here.
I'd just like to have Denny there for some absolutely horrific pyro play and still managed to defend the point. I had no idea he had no idea what he was doing. Oh, and Kenzie comes in and 2 shots on Kaya. What a perfect pick from Resup after no one was watching it. And that's going to give them the Uber advantage and the heal advantage as they push in to Spire. And surely they're going to be able to take this to last with what's going to be a 50% Uber advantage once they secure Spire.
Yeah, I'm hoping John caught that, but on Kaya was just he walked under bridge for no reason, and Kenzie was just like, well, okay, I'll take the pick.
Yeah.
But now Saints once again backed up on their last 30-40% disadvantage. 425 just going to build this and go. I think they'll do the same strat that they've done for the past three turns. They'll take in a 3-man Uber up top, probably suicide Shayu as well onto the point. They like that, and then bring in the heavy as well. I've seen them do it quite a lot this season.
Yeah, they've got the Uber advantage here, so they're taking in the soldier and the demo man. They really need to scout him with his Uber to block the pyro out, but Shayu takes him down anyway. Denny are not famed for his pyro skills, I don't think. And they're getting on the point now. But Smear's managing to hold it off fairly well. Unfortunately, he takes a pipe to the nose, and down he goes.
Yeah, again, like I say, they're just coming straight in. They dealt with the pyro first, and then Shayu just goes straight for the point, blows the sticks with his 300 health, and they're just playing it really clean, the same strat, and Saints just don't seem to be able to deal with it. Here we come up onto this middle. It is, of course, 3-0 up for 425. Let's see if Saints are going to be able to do anything to really claw their way back into this game right now. With Kenzie, the first pick, Death, and Come Down as well. This could be a first one middle for Saints right now, with 3 down for 425, and they only lost Soldier and a Scout for it. So yeah, they're finally going to get their first middle.
Really great piece of aggressive action there by Caps. He absolutely won them that middle as he rocket jumped across the map incredibly quickly, got straight in the face of Death and managed to take him down in 2 rockets, and I think he got some really good damage on Kenzie as well when he was trying to defend Death there. Absolutely won them that mid by getting all the position and a lot of damage. As it looks like Shayu and Dicker are trying to poke into upper lobby here and try and get a forward haul. Unfortunately, they've had to force the Uber as Slack gets a lot of damage on them in upper lobby along with Smear, and they're going to drop into trash. Oh my goodness, and Onkaya dropped Smear from the Uber. That was poor play by Onkaya, and they're going to have to try and take this Uber and get some picks with it and then roll it onto last.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they can do this, then it's going to be really big, because they do need to start getting this point. But there is heavy in, just doing so much amount of damage. But there is going to be a focus on the point. Denny just walks in, caps that point. That is going to be the first round on the board for Saints. And they are going to be a lot more confident coming out of that middle as well. Okay. I thought Denny was going spy there, but no, he changes back onto scout just at the last second.
I think he was probably checking the... I think he's been incredibly keen and checking whether the enemy medic is running crits or Uber. He will have noticed that Dicker is just running the normal Uber, as we see Saints going for a normal house rollout, and the same being run by 25. However, we've got Smear on slope as he manages to put down a lot of damage on the enemy. He picks off Sid Vicious, as we see an aggressive bomb in there from Caps as he manages to take out Dicker as well. And this mid seems to be going the way of Saints, purely because of Caps managing to make a lot of room and get some DM, and it comes down to a 1v1. Caps versus Death. Caps has no idea where he is, but manages to hit a lucky rocket on him there. Death only on... Oh, and they both kill each other. It looks like we're going to have another 1v1 as both the spawners arrive at the same time, Denier and Sid Vicious. Are they both going to go for it? Are they going to go for this 1v1? They are. They're both coming onto the mid-fight here. I would put my money on Sid Vicious.
Well, Denier's down to 2 health. Can he just deal enough damage? No, the pistol takes him down. And now Albert coming in again on to the Vicious, but backs away. And now in comes the respawns from 425. They're going to be trying to deal as much damage as possible. Sid Vicious does go down there, but so does Onkaya to a bomb from Shayu, finished off with the shotgun there, and now 425 are going to be happy with this point. Here comes Smith, trying to do as much damage to Dicker as possible, but he's just surfed it away, and now it's going to be a middle, surely, for 425, with Saints losing so many players there at the end.
Yeah, we have Denier on the balcony as well, as he loads up a fully body shot and aims it at Choke, and he gets the medic. Great pick onto Dicker there, which might save them last, although I don't think they're going to be able to hold Spire unless they get the heals on there pretty quickly. They've got Denier as well on Sniper. Is he manages to cap Death as well? That's great play by Denier. Hasn't really shown us great scout play so far, but really picking an advantage there for his team as he takes down the medic and the demo man for 425.
Yeah, this is definitely, rather than a this is a held. He also picks up Kenzie on that spy, so that, on that scout, so that is going to be a 3k for Denier on that sniper, and that's going to be a second point held, and maybe even a mid captured here, as Onkaya does have a 50% advantage.
Alert. The control point is being contested. Alert.
Yeah, Saints just storming onto mid now with their advantage. 3 down for 425. This should be an absolutely easy mid, and they should even be able to get another pick, because that soldier there's... Oh, Denier hitting another headshot. He's playing really great on sniper at the moment, but unfortunately that's left nobody to cap. And they spend longer than they should have done capping mid there. They should be steamrolling this Uber advantage forwards, as they still have 30% advantage. 25%, it's slipping away from them now. They're not going to be able to get this Uber off before the enemy team has Uber. The lower lobby and they're ready to get off, and they try and catch Dicker out here.
They're actually going to get
down.
Wow, a
Some
nice
great
rocket.
rockets. Showing us the Civ 3 skill here. Prem who? This kid can contest.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that's second point still not captured. They need to find out if they can get someone on it. Smear's going to jump up there, and now they've got a huge advantage pushing into last. Sort of, almost going to be a 50% advantage. Would you say? Would you tell them to wait here, or do you think they should just go for it?
They should definitely go with the Uber advantage once they have it. I mean, they have Denier, so they could wait for a pick. They've got a 50% Uber advantage, but the longer you wait, you know, if you let it get slim, I don't really trust Saints to be able to use a slim Uber advantage very efficiently. So if I was them, I would just go and allow the sniper to sit in main and try and pick people once you bait people to the point. You know,
yeah,
I wouldn't be waiting for a sniper pick in this situation.
Dicker is building really, really fast here as well. It was like a 50% advantage, now it's only sort of 45, 35. So he's going to get it really quickly. They are actually going to Uber really early out on that top, trying to focus down as many players as possible. But they're not going to get any picks so far. There is just going to be a focus on the point, and it is just going to get capped. So the Uber, a bit of a distraction there. And once again, I think it was Denier just capped like 95% of it, and then Caps just touched it with his foot, and then, well, 3-2. So a little bit closer than we thought, maybe.
Yeah, very nice close game. Saints managing to pick up quite a few Uber advantages and managed to roll them forwards, and Denier really winning them around by sniping Dicker and Death. as we see another mid-fight with Smear taking quite a bit of damage, but now just raining pipes on the enemy's house, and 425 appear to be stuck in their house a little bit, but it doesn't matter because Death rains death upon the same team, hitting 3 lovely pipes and taking down on Smear and another unidentified Swedish member.
Ouch. That was just really, really well played by Death. Huge aim, huge pipes. What more can you want out of your demo there?
Yeah, the combo didn't even get a chance to come out of house there before the entire enemy team was dead. The scout's making a lot of room, getting a lot of damage down, and Death just raining down this pipe spam, which managed to take down 3 of the enemy.
Yeah, of course.
Some might call it lucky, but you know, Death was aiming those pipes. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, there's going to be once again an Uber straight out of top. They pick up Denia on that pyro immediately once again. Sticks on point, but they're going to actually take down 2. Shayu and Kenzie both go for it at the same time.
Yeah,
not
really
a good
poor
play there, but it doesn't matter because Death's hitting pipes left, right, and centre. Can they even get anyone on the point? It's just on Kaya up to defend. Can he kill Death? It's 1 arrow, and he's actually going to get killed. All he needed was 1 arrow there, but that takes us to 4-2 with 15.5 minutes left on this map.
Yeah, Shayu and Kenzie really tried their hardest to throw it there as they both sacked on the point into a lot of stickies. You know, you do it like the Saints team were doing it, just one at a time. But, you know, they managed to make it work with some nice DM by Death as we move on to a 3rd middle, and the scores are 4-2 to 425.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to see what
Cap's going
Shayu
in for a
does.
huge bomb here, and he gets down Death, and this is looking like a Saints middle for sure as Death. Caps again just showing that he can really roam with the best of them. Skip jumps over the train, manages to dodge the 425 scouts and rains down those rockets upon Death, really taking him out of the mid-fight and securing a lot of space as they move aggressively across the point.
Yeah,
Really
425. Yeah, 425. Not even going to contest this second. They both back spawn and just going to try and get this Uber as soon as possible. Onkai's on 100%. If they come in right now, they could definitely push this, but they're not in the position right now. They're coming in straight away, trying to kill Dicker just before he gets it, but no, he does get it just in time, and now a bit of a dangerous position as both Ubers, the blue Uber in fact chasing out the red combo into that top lobby. Onkaya and Shayu are both going to be going down there, but that's the better pick for 425 there, as they pick up another one as well. Sid Vicious dealing out so much damage with that heavy weapons guy, and now in comes the scout behind of Denia. He's just going to back out and not do anything, or I say he's hanging around bottom right, going to back out now.
Yeah.
425 not really looking to push out here.
Now, 425 have got a big advantage though, but I don't know whether they'll know that they have it. They popped off much later, and Onkaya was really slow to build. Both things that don't normally factor into a medic's, assessment of the situation. So I don't think they'll be able to push out with this Uber advantage, even though they do have something like a 30%. It would be enough to push out with, and I believe Alba has gone sniper, and they're sitting really far back at choke here, just anticipating the push out from 425, because obviously Onkaya knows that he wasn't building. But unfortunately, I don't think Dicker has a clue. And we see the Pocket Soldier, actually, going on to Engineer. We've got all the off-classes here coming out for 425. Got a Heavy and a Sniper. This is really going to hurt them, actually. If Saints push in, this is far too many off-classes, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just... They're definitely not going to be able to push out. And just... I mean, I suppose it is that they are 2 points up, though. So they can turtle a little bit. It is technically legal to just sort of wait and just see what they can do. Alba's
they can burn some time down here. They can burn some time down. They'll try and hit an entry frag on Kenzie and try and burn down this Uber. But I really hate this positioning from Sid Vicious here. He's sat as a heavy right next to his sentry. So if Smear gets Ubered in here, he can just rain damage down upon the entire team. The sentry is going to get taken down as Smear gets Ubered in main, and they sack both the soldiers onto the point, and they both get destroyed by Death. And they're going to be chasing this blue Uber out, which they had to pop so early. Surely Smear's going to go down here in main, as he has 1 HP and gets pain trained down by Death. And Onkaya is the only one left alive. I don't know where he backed out, but surely he's just going back to his spawners. Yeah, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to hold this spire. But they don't have an Uber advantage, and it looks like we're just going to have a little stalemate at choke here. Oh no, Smear is down, so surely they're going to use this opportunity to push in. They've got the Demo Man pick, muscle their way in through choke. Oh, Alba hits a fully charged body shot and come down as 425 muscle their way in here, and Alba's just sitting back at choke there. He's surely going to get another pick. Brilliant play by Alba, manages to pick off Dicker as well with his body shots. Who needs to hit the heads?
Yeah, Saints showing us that maybe they shouldn't be using their scouts and should just go for the double sniper strat, because both Alba and Denny are actually doing a lot more work on sniper than they are on scout. But I mean, that pick was just so unfortunate. I mean, that last push was just so unfortunate. I mean, I don't know if Sid Vicious heard you, but he backed out just as they pushed in, so that he wasn't taking the same damage, and they didn't have to pop off their Uber as early
Yeah, I did see that.
So yeah, maybe they're listening in.
Oh, the big bomb comes in here from Come Down, but he doesn't manage to quite get Onkaya, knocks him down to about 60 HP, but Onkaya survives with his Uber. Balls of steel, Onkaya. I don't know whether it was actually balls of steel or whether he was just hoping to drop that. But yeah,
well, you can never tell.
We're giving Daniel and Alba a lot of credit for their sniping, but I'm going to be honest, I think it's more that they're just setting themselves up for these body shots pretty well. As we see the red Uber come in from top left, and oh my goodness, Denier gets almost all of the cap, and again we just see Caps jump onto the point from main there and cap it off. This seems to, it's just the strat every single time. Every one of these caps has just been done the exact same way. A scout runs onto the point, baits death stickies off, and gets 80% cap time, and then you see Caps come in from main. They need to be seeing that and put a lot of spam on main when they know that this stuff's about to go down, or even sit a player on the point and really focus these scouts in last pushes. The death goes down immediately at mid as Enia rushes in from the shithouse, and this is looking like another great aggressive middle from Saints. As the frags start to even out here and the heals come through shithouse, it looks to be only Sid Vicious who's trying to make a play here. Dicker goes down, but he manages to trade with Onkaya, and this has evened out the heals. Sid Vicious is still around, but manages to go down, and that's great by Saints. They've really found the counter to 425.
Kent is actually coming in from behind, sorry to interrupt, but he's going to defend that middle for as long as possible, trying to get as many spawns up to 425. They do manage to get 5 there, so, and he actually gets out alive as well. Not bad play by Denzi there to defend that middle for as long as possible.
Yeah, really good play there. As I was saying, Saints seem to have found quite a good mid strat here, which is just to go balls deep aggressive as they possibly can, and it really counters the aggressive play of 425 because they're going even more aggressive. So 425 really need to either try and read that and sit much further back, maybe try a valley rollout, you know, because they're getting destroyed at house by Caps roaming.
We'll see. In that, actually, I think Caps jumped up, got completely, like, destroyed immediately, but...
The crits comes in from Smear,
wow.
Sorry to interrupt you, the crits comes in from Smear, but Dicker manages to pop off their Uber. Saints really not building that properly, because they should have had it at the same time there. Both the medics went down at the exact same time. And Saints just getting absolutely wiped for their attempt at a crit screed there.
Yeah, and Alba's going to get fragged just at the last second there by Shayu, so a 3-second point, and then, what, 50% Uber advantage onto last? 425, looking strong with this push here.
Yeah, definitely. This should almost definitely be around for 425 unless Saints can pull something incredible out of the back. Or unless Kenzie goes stupidly aggressive and gets picked off in lower lobby.
He does manage to get out to his medic there, so not punished for it too hard there by Saints, but Saints actually have no one on last. They're all aggressive in that sort of top lobby on that balcony. They're even coming out super aggressive.
What are you doing? Why is Denny or Pyro on balcony? Why? Why is this happening? Denny and Alba go down instantly. What are they thinking? Why are they doing this? And they've just absolutely ruined a good opportunity to have a forward lobby hold there by pushing out onto balcony. And surely the 425 team are just going to absolutely wreck them now.
But yeah, Azonkai is down as well, so it's an Uber versus no players.
So poor.
That was just so questionable.
It was truly poor by Saints. They had a great idea of holding upper lobby with the disadvantage. You know, it gains you extra time. They have to walk up Spire. They have to debt your trap, something like that. It's a great place to hold when you've got Uber disadvantage, but it's an awful idea to try and push out with an Uber disadvantage there.
Yeah, that was definitely not a Hildreth play, but we'll see what Saints are going to be able to do. Smear is on that balcony trying to put out as much damage into Choke as possible. I think their tactic is to just kill Death as early as possible, but they haven't got him this time, and now people are falling all over the point from Saints, just getting focused down. That's 4 down so far. Onkaya and Smear have managed to make it out, so we'll see if they're going to be able to defend on that second point. It doesn't look like they really want to, as they're just going to set up a trap and then fall backwards, then go backwards into top lobby.
Oh, they're still holding way too far forwards here as Onkai in upper lobby. He nearly got picked off there by that soldier, and he gets picked off by Kenzie as he comes from the other direction. Really poor play again by Saints. Their positioning is just truly dreadful at times, as they should have just been all the way back on last. And the 425 Uber is going to come in here and just mince people as long as they get people in on last.
Well, they are having a little bit of trouble there, as they seem a little bit scared of the sniper of Alba, but now that's down as well. Saints actually seem to be defending this pretty well so far. A lot of players going down for 425. Maybe they're going to try for that back cap again. Kenzie's picked up the sniper rifle, looking to come into mid, see if he's going to be able to get anything. Come down, actually picks up a double kill, and then Kenzie with the headshot onto Smear.
Kenzie!
Headshots!
And Death comes in as well. Well, that was some great play by 425 at the end there, but I mean, it was aided by the poor positioning of Saints all on the low ground. But I mean, they had to defend the point, I guess. They didn't have a demo man alive, so, you know, what can you do? They put themselves in a poor situation there again by...
Yes,
oh, did they?
Yes,
oh.
Smear was one of the last to die.
Well,
he got headshot by Kenzie right at the
he
last
did,
second.
yes. Well, then that's just terrible positioning by Saints again. Are we going to see an incredible bomb by Caps again as he comes from the valley area and he waits and he's bombing again? Surely this is the cue for Saints to all push across the point, and they do very synchronised, but Caps gets taken down very early this time. It doesn't quite put out as much damage as he has on previous middles.
Both soldiers falling there to Denia's scattergun, but 425 actually don't want to fight this. They're going to back up. Only 3 players actually going down on that middle, so not a lot of kills, but 425 obviously feeling they didn't have the better part of that situation, and now a long sort of drawn out fight as the mid fight carries on onto that second point, with Saints just slowly sieging the Spire area, trying to put out as much damage, but a scout comes in, I think, and pops the Uber off from Onkaya there.
Yeah, that was Sid Vicious there as he just dropped from balcony and hit a nice meat shot on Onkaya, and Onkaya got the fear and he popped.
Did it again. Yeah, Sid Vicious got out, got back up onto the balcony and dropped down and meat shot Lackey on his way down again.
Yeah, great play by the Scouts. They've got incredible DM, the Scouts from 425, and they just completely clean up, not necessarily the Scouts, but the entire 425 team. They're cleaning up Saints. Absolutely decimating them on that push.
Yeah, Denia looking to maybe defend a little bit, but no, he's going to take a lot of spam damage and just back straight out. But now Lucky's... I think they got a couple of forward spawns there for Saints, so they might try and see what they can do. Death is actually going to get picked up by a suicidal play by Alba there, so that's going to really delay the push for 425 and see if Saints are actually going to be able to defend this second point.
Yeah.
There is 4.5 minutes left, and they are 3 on, so they really want to be getting as many points as they possibly can to bring it to a golden cap here.
Yeah, 425 playing surprisingly passive there. They knew that the Demo Man and Medic... Oh, I'm going to interrupt myself there as Lucky and Caps come flying in, and they're just going to pressure 425 out, even though they have an uber disadvantage. Sheer aggression. 425 playing surprisingly passive as we get to the closing. The squeaky bum time here, as Commander X would call it. Playing surprisingly passive, maybe just trying to hold on to their lead, but it's questionable play. I think they could have pushed that previous push all the way onto Spire as they knew that the Medic of Saints had got the back spawn. As we see an Uber fight, Ryushi.
Yeah, of course, Red Uber came straight out of water there, but they've suicided their soldier in behind. Lackey on that Spire, not going to be able to do anything. And they're just wasting a lot of time here. That's Saints' precious time that they need to be capping points, but they're not. In comes Shayu, jumping super aggressively, seeing what he can do. He doesn't really do anything, but Kenzie's going to pick up Smear while they're all looking up in the sky at Shayu, and now there's a soldier. Oh, Shayu, who actually went underneath, is now going to come in from behind and see what he can do. He's going to shotgun Denia down and then see if he can get onto Onkai, who's on 21 health. Can he hit one more shotgun blast? He cannot. Alba takes him down. But there was a back cap by Sid Vicious.
Yeah, there was a back cap by both of the 425 scouts, and they managed to cap the midpoint. But it looks like Saints are just going to be able to cap the midpoint again. Although there was a back cap there going on on Spire.
Kenzie got out alive and actually beat on Spire. But all this is doing right now is buying time for 425. With 3 minutes left on the clock, I don't think they're going to be able to get these 3 points to win them this map. But I mean, they can definitely get a couple of pride rounds here.
Yeah, unfortunately it's just dead time at the moment for Saints, and they're not going to be able to secure their first point of the season. It looks like they're all set for securing that record of the first team in 8 seasons to go 0 points in Prem. But they've got an Uber advantage here, so they might be able to take another 2 rounds possibly as they come in on the top right hand side. It's 4-5 are quite set up here with a heavy and an engineer. Let's see if they do this. Oh, they're losing everybody here to all sorts of things. Heavy, sniper, 425 just out DMing them on this point, even with the Uber disadvantage. Really poor play by Saints.
Yeah, and Sid Vicious is going to punch down on Kai, who was hiding out in main there. 425 going to probably look to push out here, although they don't really need to at this point. Just want to sort of clean up that scout who is behind him with Denia, and then try and put some cap time on the point. Yeah, all this just wasting time. Of course, you did say they're not looking for their point. This is, of course, only the first map. So we have got our second map of Turbine coming up just after this. but there is action going down. Come Down and Caps are going to pick each other up, and see what's going to happen as 425 pushed straight onto this middle with this.
Point is being captured.
No, wait. When did 425 pop the Uber?
425, I believe, got forced by Caps as he. Oh, we have a spy! We have a spy from Denia right behind the medic here. Is he going to get him? Oh,
yes!
He gets a backstab on Dicker! Incredible plays by Denia as he proves that he is better at off-classing than he actually is at Scout.
I don't know, Pyro off-class is particularly good, especially when you're pushing out of top lobby with it.
His Pyro off-class is truly dreadful. Honest to God, I watch him just kind of walking around on Pyro. He looks like his team has told him to go Pyro, but he has no idea how to play the class. It's truly horrific watching him try and play Pyro.
Well, you'd think with all his Highlander experience, of which he has quite a lot, as I believe he played, or still plays for Killswitch for a long time, he's going to get this, the butterfly on Kenzie. Wow. Huge spy play by Denia.
Yeah, incredible. And now he's just distracting the combo of 425 as they are in and he blind debts! Blind debts onto Denia. As Denia calls hacks in the stream chat.
Oh, wonderful.
And everyone's just kind of milling about now as it gets into the last 30 seconds. We're just going to hope for some sick air shots, or, you know, something to entertain the stream as we go into the dead time here. And it looks like the final score is going to be 6-3 to 425. Quite a dominating performance, but not as much as I was expecting, to be honest. 425 making their own share of mix, but Saints really outclassing them with the amount of dribble that they came up with.
Yeah, definitely. I think, those mistakes you were talking about earlier, both teams displaying them, but Saints just displaying many more, I think.
Yeah, they had some nice glimpses of.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even really find the words, but
nice plays. They
had a few nice plays.
Both teams had really nice plays, I think. The last pushes for both teams, I think, were really good. When they did them.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good point. I really like the Saints last pushes. It seems like something that they practice quite a bit. Whenever they got onto last, they seem to manage to be able to secure that last point just by sacking a scout on it and then having the immediate follow-up by Caps. I mean, it did mean that Caps was out of the fight the entire last pushes, which kind of hurt them in some of their attempts. But on the whole, a pretty good set play by Saints. Just let down. Oh, also, Caps had some insane middles. Almost all of the middles that Saints won, it was Caps going huge. So I believe that he's my man of the match for Saints. But I mean, you got to give it to the 425 scouts there, I think, or possibly even Death. Death had an incredible game.
Yeah, I think at one point he was scoring above his medic, which is just goes to show that he's doing a lot of damage, getting a lot of kills there. So it'd be interesting to see what happens on Turbine. Turbine, of course, a completely different way to play. So maybe the raw DM of 425 will win over